Hello and welcome to Professor Bets. Today's video is the Broncos and the Seahawks have made a trade for Russell Wilson. This is absolutely one of those trades that just shocks the NFL because of the magnitude of the player moved. You do not move franchise quarterbacks. At least you used to not. We're starting to see it a little bit more become a common theme of moving these top tier quarterbacks. It makes the league fun. So let's break down the trade. Let's start with the Broncos. What did they move to get Russell Wilson, and what exactly in Russell Wilson are they getting? How are both teams going to be able to move beyond this with the haul that they received today? The reported trade is that the Seahawks are to receive QB Drew Lock, which I don't believe that the Denver Broncos are really looking to hold on to anyway. Tight end Noah Fant, a great addition. A very speedy tight end, is able to create mismatches. The issue I see here is it doesn't fit into Pete Carroll's offense so much. We know Pete Carroll loves to run the ball. He needs those big tight ends, those blocking tight ends. That isn't what Noah Fant does well, so I'm a little bit shocked about the request. But hey, I don't think it's a lot for the Broncos to give up. I liked Albert O out of Missouri last year. He is injured, so you do need to get another tight end. But I saw some promise there that says, yes, you can give away Noah Fant and get another tight end to fill his shoes. And lastly, D lineman Shelby Harris. Great addition here. This one makes the most sense out of the three players given. I don't know if it's a big name, if it's one that really changes a defensive line, but a solid defensive player for a defensive coach is never a bad idea. Additionally, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and a 5th-round pick were all given to the Seahawks. That isn't quite a haul, but when you search through it, for some reason, I just don't see any of the value here for Russell Wilson. None of it makes sense. You're never going to win a trade when you trade a franchise quarterback. I understand that, but this doesn't feel even comparable. It feels crazy because, simply put, any of the picks given by the Broncos after this year are going to be high first round, high second round, maybe a high 5th round pick, even though I believe that 5th round pick will be given this year. Even this year, that's the only value they're going to get out of these picks, as the Broncos have too strong of a team to add Russell Wilson to and to have mixed success like they have the past few years. This, of course, is huge for the Broncos as they do get Russell Wilson. And Russell Wilson is the quarterback that beat the Broncos in 2014. Russell Wilson is a 9-time Pro Bowler, a 1-time NFL passing rating leader, and a touchdowns leader. That was 2015 and 2017, respectively. This is a high-tier quarterback on an all-time list. On any list you put on with the best quarterbacks, Russell Wilson is flirting with this. So you'll see how I already don't see the compensation that the Seahawks getting as even comparable to this mix. On top of that, they do get a 4th-round pick as well. Obviously, not that important a 4th-round pick to either side, but good for depth for the Broncos, something that will be needed in the coming years. With all that broken down, it's good to go ahead and point out that Russell Wilson still has 2 years on his contract. So this isn't the Broncos are renting him for 1 year, then have to compete for his interest. No, they get him for 2 years. That means a lot of good things for the next 2 years for the Broncos. You have to say 1 year, and then their championship window really opens. That depends on how the rest of free agency goes, but look for it to happen, if not this year, then next year. Now, the Broncos still have to compete with a strong division. You're talking about the Raiders made the playoffs, would probably be my 4th best team in that division right now. That's pretty crazy considering 3 of the teams were all in playoff contention for the last year. The Broncos are no longer going to be that underdog, but it's going to be interesting on where they fit among a rising Chargers team, rising Raiders team, and a Kansas City Chief that, yes, will lose a few players this year, but they're not going to be all the way at the bottom. They still have Patrick Mahomes, and really it's a 1A, 1B for who will be the best quarterback in that division. While the division is tough, it's going to be a struggle in the regular season. You're going to get a hardened team in the playoffs. As long as they stay healthy, this is going to be a team that is tough to contend with already, but with reports like Von Miller coming back already just after leaving midway through the season to join the St. Louis Rams, grab a ring, come back, it feels as if there is a movement coming for all veteran players to kind of jump on the Tampa Bay bandwagon, where it's like, hey, I'll sign up for a year and cheat money and let's go get a solid chip. For the Seahawks, on the other hand, things are not quite as in order in the coming years. This feels like a little bit of a rebuild, but it doesn't really match Pete Carroll's interest. So I wonder exactly how long this rebuild will last, or how long Pete Carroll will last. I think he has a job as long as he wants it in Seattle, but this doesn't really feel like him. The Noah Fant move didn't feel like Pete Carroll, and we all know that older Pete Carroll's probably not interested in rebuilding a team here. So I have to kind of understand where they planning to go with what they got for Russell Wilson. It doesn't feel like it's very planned out unless Pete Carroll is leaving. That's a bad thing for division, but it's not like they're winning it anyway with the Rams. All the talent that they have, if you pull a Seahawks team, you pull a Rams team, it looks like the Rams stole all of their top tier talent and then left them with the messes. There's not really a lot to be interested in on the Seahawks roster. I think they overpaid for some interesting players, overtraded for Jamal Adams, as great of a safety as he is. This all just feels like a jumble of errors and errors. So we'll see where they go with it. If you've enjoyed talking about just this trade interest stuff, we're getting into the first round picks, exactly what do they mean for each team? Well, you're going to want to check out my next video. My next video is going through the 5 NFL free agents that could definitely change your team. You're going to want to find out who those players are. You're going to want to get them on your team. So, Professor Bets offers so much for you to hit that subscribe button for. If you want your betting stuff, we have it here. We talk UFC, NBA, NFL. We're going to cover the offseason, and there's so many opportunities for Professor Bets in the future that you just kind of have to sign along. Let's go for a ride. Let's see where this takes us. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button if you like this video. You guys take care and have a great rest of your day.